Hello and welcome! For this video I've chosen a very popular commander, namely the Heavy Cavalry Company. This company equips your rifle with the extra utility. You get to use of-map smoke to cover your units. Rangers finally hit the field after being awaited for so long. Last but not least, US forces finally get a heavy tank, namely the M26 Pershing tank, with its capabilities being on par with the Axis armor. This commander is one of the most commonly picked in the multiplayer. So let us take a closer look at this commander's abilities and decide, is there a reason for his popularity? First ability is called Rifleman Field Defenses. It doesn't require command points, so it's enabled the very moment you choose your commander. With the ability of Riflemen are able to build fighting positions, lay sandbags, and place mines. Although it might not seem that much if you're new to the game, this ability is actually outstanding, and surely one of the strongest in all of the commander's kit. First of all, US forces are the only faction that can't lay mines without a commander, and mines are extremely useful in this game. So this ability is great because you don't have to call in any special units. It makes the core of your infantry, meaning the riflemen, even more versatile and cost effective in the long run. Moreover, your riflemen get access to sandbags, which helps the USF tremendously on empty spatial maps with lack of cover, where Axis factions usually have the upper hand. Building sandbags costs absolutely nothing, so it's highly advisable to put them literally anywhere. Last but not least, your riflemen can also build fighting positions, which can help secure or capture territory, and spamming fighting positions is especially helpful late game when both sides run out of population capacity and can't sustain any more units. Fighting positions, although easy to destroy, bring that additional energy nest, which can either stop or at least slow down enemy counterattack if our offensive was deemed unsuccessful. Second ability is an off-map smoke barrage that requires one command point. Now, some of you know perfectly well that with the MK2 grenade upgrade, riflemen can use rifle smoke grenades to get some cover at the cost of 15 munitions each, and a mortar team can use smoke for free. So what's the point of another smoke laying ability if the USF is already well equipped with smoking capabilities, and I'm not talking here about army issued lucky strikes. Bear in mind that this ability was designed for covering ranger assault and Pershing retreats, but it's also crazy useful in any team game where you can lay fast smoke cover for a decent 50 munition to give your ally an advantage, so use it often to help your teammates and it will pay off tremendously. Third ability are the all-favored Rangers, requiring 3 command points. It's a 5-man squad at the cost of 400 manpower and 10 population capacity. It falls into the category of elite infantry and comes out equipped with a M1A1 carbine good at close range. The squad can be upgraded with a Thompson submachine gun, which also almost doubles its damage per second. Unit also has the ability to use the MK2 grenades. It is best to know that a unit's value comes from the player's understanding of what's the unit's biggest strength. In the case of Rangers, the unit doesn't have any utility-oriented abilities, its armor stands in line with other infantry units, squad numbers are just slightly higher than Axis counterparts. So in summary, this unit is good at brutal frontal assault in force, and that's the way it should be used. But Rangers are even better when flanking, while the bulk of your main forces gets the heat. You should always try to utilize its raw killing power in close range combat while avoiding drawing too much enemy fire. Fourth ability is the combined arms, requiring 4 command points. Basically, during the time it is active, both your infantry and vehicles get sight increase and a faster reload times. Also, infantry gets accuracy increase and vehicles have their range increased. It has a cost of 125 munition and duration of 45 seconds. Bear in mind that US forces is a munition heavy faction, meaning you are in a state of constant munition deprivation. This makes any additional munition cost excessively burdensome. So, the ability itself is designed for late game, when you have an overflow of resources. So even though it requires 4 command points, you probably won't have any spare munition nor the proper force to make it cost effective. At that stage of the game, it would be more beneficial to use any available munition for distributing bars among riflemen, planting mines, using smoke abilities, and especially at spamming MK2 nades at literally anything. The final ability is the M26 Pershing tank, requiring 13 command points. It costs 600 manpower, 230 fuel, and takes up 16 population capacity. This unit is special because it's the only USF heavy tank. So let's take a closer look and decide how much is it worth. I have decided to compare this tank to its closest counterparts in the Axis army, namely the Panzerkampfwagen 5 Panther and the Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger. These resemble Pershing the closest when it comes to their role on the battlefield. All three units have pretty much the same armor, both front and rear. Both Panther and Pershing have 800 hit points, Tiger has 1040. DPS of all three tanks is quite similar, with Pershing having a slight advantage at the longest range and Tiger at the closest range. Pershing is somewhere in between Panther and Tiger when it comes to stats, being more maneuverable than Tiger but less than Panther. The difference comes in utility. While neither Panther nor Tiger have any special abilities except those provided with certain commanders, Pershing is equipped with an armor-piercing round at the cost of 90 munition per shot. It's a high-velocity shell providing maximum armor penetration at very high damage. It gives the Pershing an upper hand in any skirmish. Fighting a Tiger, Pershing can outmaneuver him, dealing the most damage to its rear, while fighting against a Panther, Pershing can overcome the Panther with raw firepower. In conclusion, yes, this tank is a well-rounded beast, and it's understandable why most players decide to pick the Doctrine just to roll out the Pershing. In summary, after taking into account all the commander's strong points, the Doctrine still has some shortcomings. It does provide USF with a stronger late game, making the game still winnable after the Axis have rolled out their heavy armor, but on the other hand, this Doctrine lacks any kind of indirect fire or off-map artillery barrage calling, which means that you might easily get countered by a heavy defensive Doctrine with the use of Pack 43 or an Elephant. I would consider this commander to be great for closing out snowballing games. If you have a successful early game using Rangers, will help you maintain the advantage, granting you more infantry kills, which will speed up your command points generation process. This way, when you dish out the Pershing, the enemy will have no other choice than to concede. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this stuff. If you agreed, then like the video. If you disagreed, then dislike the video. Please share in the comments section on which commander would you like me to do next. Thanks for watching, and until next time.